Hello, this is Terry Duncan with Cut, Color, and Create. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a little fun with one of the newer stamp sets from Concord and 9th. I think it just came out on the 9th of July. We're going to make a birthday card that's kind of interactive. We'll see. We're going to try that. I love this little sunglass set. You can see all the dies. But I thought we'd go with this kind of cool sunglass, and we're going to play with a number of the different dies. And then we're going to make a background because this is going to be a birthday card. So we're going to use a Turnabout. It's called Let's Party. That's also from Concord and 9th. We'll be using the all-in-one Turnabout jig to do that. And then I'm late for this card, so I am just going to use this Sorry I'm Late somewhere on the card. We're going to use a scoreboard. I'll show you what we're going to use that for in a minute. And then we're going to use a number of different colored cardstocks. I'm not sure which I'll go with or if I'll use all of these, but I've got a number of Concord cardstocks available. And then I've picked out these colors. Whoops, got them upside down. I'm going with Sorbet, Buttercup, Oceanside, and Blueberry for the background. And then, and hence the matching colors to go with that. And then I'm using my favorite ink for stamping sentiments, Altenew's Obsidian Pigment Ink. And I'll be using the Stampwheel to do the Turnabout. So that's what we're going to get started with first. And I'm just going to take this stamp out of the packaging, and I'm going to line it up on the guide. I've not used this stamp before. I'm not sure that I showed you what it's going to look like when we're all done, but it's got all these presents and confetti looking things, and I thought that would be a really pretty background for this. So now what you do is you align your stamp with the designs on the guide so that they're all in the same places. This is probably the trickiest part of it. And that went together pretty well. And then the next step is to use the jig. So now I'm going to place my Turnabout jig. So I'm going to put it over in this left-hand corner. Take this packing paper off first. There we go. Now I'm going to align the marks on my guide with the marks on my jig, and I am going to have to get my head in the way here to get that in the right place. This is probably the second trickiest thing to do. There we go. And then I'm going to pick that up with the lid. Now, guide. And I'm going to go with my first color. So I'm just going to follow the guide going with, I don't know if you can see that over there or not. I'm going to follow the guide going with our Sorbet first. Now, this is the first time I've used this stamp, so I'm going to condition it a little bit. You usually don't have to do that with Concord products, but I want to make sure that my images come across good, so we'll do that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going with Sorbet first. You don't have to press as hard as I did because these stamps are really juicy. And I guess you have to put the cardstock in there. So one of the nice things about this jig is it has markings where your A2 is. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can see it running along the line, the bottom here. So I'm just going to align my panel with those markings. And I'm going to fasten that down real good. And now I will do my stamping. I think I'm going to ink that up again because it's kind of splotchy. May have to do 2 layers of the inking. Or 2 stampings is what I meant. And I think I'll get a pressure tool out to get good, even pressure. Let's see how that did. Oh, that was a very good impression. So I'm just going to clean my stamp off and keep going. And I might just go with baby wipes because this is so juicy. Okay, so now the next step is to turn the whole jig. So I'm going to carefully peel that off of my background, turn it to the right, and stick it back down, and then make sure I know where I am with this. Wow, isn't that pretty? I think I'll leave it at that, clean my stamp real quick, and that'll be it for the background. Okay, so I am just going to remove our background, let it sit aside while we work on our die cutting. Now, when you go to clean this, all you have to do is run it under clean water and it washes right up. What I'm thinking is that I'm going to use these colors for my sunglasses. And I want to go with these sunglasses here. So I can probably go with just a 4 yes, I can just go with a 4 1/4 piece of cardstock. So this isn't regular A2 size cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to score it the long way. So that would be 2 1/8 by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to score that right down the middle. And then I'm going to set my scoreboard aside. And then I'm going to fold this over. Make sure I have a very good crease. Now what my plan is to make this so that I just barely put the edge of the die over the crease so that my glasses will open up and down like this. Because I want to have the stay cool sentiment on the front and love you on the inside. So that is the method to my madness. So I'm just going to tape down my dies to make sure that it stays right where I want it to be. And like I said, you just want to barely have it over the edge. So there's just two little hinges there. And then I am going to run this through my Gemini Junior just because it has a whole lot more pressure. And I'm just looking to see if it cut all the way through, and I don't think it did, so I'm going to run it one more time with a shim behind it. And that time I think we got it. So I'm going to carefully remove that. And I'm going to keep these little pieces. Let's see if that actually worked. I don't think it did. Well, maybe it did. Maybe they're squished together. I think it shifted, so it may not have worked. Oh yeah. It is pretty flimsy. I don't know how. Well, we'll keep going with it. See what happens. I think the next step is to cut the colors. So I'm going to use these two pieces, and I'm going to cut one of each one of those out of each of these three colors. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is cut out Stay Cool. I'm going to do that with Sorbet. And then while I have the Sorbet, I'm going to go ahead and do the Love You too. is my reach there. I'm going to use a jewel picker to add that little dot. Okay, so there's my glasses. Now the next thing I need to worry about is my sentiment. I was thinking of just using "Have a Spectacular Day," and well, we could use "On your birthday, have a spectacular day," and then on the inside put "Sorry I'm late." Or I could just go, yeah, I like "On your birthday." I'm going to put this card together so that I can get the spacing correct. So I'm just going to trim this down. Well, I guess I'll go an 1/8 all the way around. And I'm going to fasten that onto my card front using a tape runner. Just going to get that centered right in the middle. I think I need to be right in the center. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is use the blueberry cardstock, and I'm just going to heat emboss these two sentiments. Have a spectacular day on your birthday. So, but first I'm going to coat the cardstock with anti-stick powder. And then I'm going to use a transparency grid to ensure everything is straight. Pick that up. For that. So it sure doesn't look like it's very straight. I'm going to let that sit on there just a minute and then tap it off. Now I'm going to heat it for 40 seconds and then melt it till it's smooth. Okay, that turned out pretty good. So now I'm going to repeat the process with my other stamp. Okay, so I am going to fussy cut that out. So I'm going to pop that up, but before I do that, I'm going to add my sunglasses. While I'm doing that, I'm going to add some foam tape to pop this up a little bit. There we have it, our cute little birthday card. Flips up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click on the subscribe button down below and click on the bell so you catch all my videos. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.